Okay, we began this lecture series talking about the role of motivation and how it creates engagement in the performance of your duties or in your task. Well, let's start by talking about your internal factors for motivation. So, your internal state, your cognitive state, is the foundation for what motivates you. Now, your internal state is largely based upon external factors, that is, the influences in your life, your friends, family, parents, etc. That's what they value, so you somehow absorb those values. And then your experiences, your interactions with other people, and how that shapes the needs that you have now, or the wants that you have internally. So with that in mind, I'd like you to think about the things that internally might motivate you, particularly those that relate to a potential career field, or those that potentially relate to an undertaking that you truly enjoy. So you can, some popular types of internal motivation is the desire to be important, the desire that others recognize you or see you in a certain light, that you undertake or be satisfied by the physical or mental activity, the engagement itself, that is solving problems, or that is undertaking some level of physical exertion that fulfills you, whether you need to be challenged in any way, shape, or form, that everything you feel like you're moving forward, whether you have some creative output, or whether you simply work to have more resources, higher pay, better benefits, etc. All of these are internal needs, again, that are formed based upon your values and your past and current experiences. So what you'll do is you'll identify these internal factors, so you can then identify the external factors that affect them. And what I mean is the external factors being the job or employment environment. What is it about the job or position, the external factors, whether it's the management, their leadership style, the team structure, the ability to move up, the compensation, etc., in a job or position that somehow meets with your internal needs. Now, many of you have probably seen or remember Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now, lots of people or researchers don't put a great deal of weight on the specifics of this hierarchy of needs or its explanatory function. But one thing that it does do extremely well is identify the concept that individuals have internal needs or wants that need to be fulfilled. Now, it could be any mixture of the elements along the hierarchy of needs, but what this pyramid would show is that at some need you have psychological needs, a need for safety, esteem, and then highest level needs for self-actualization. And given your values or your past experience, you're going to be somewhere along this chain. And at different points, you may be at a different place on this pyramid as far as your internal needs and wants. And in your career, developing in that way, the job that you look for or your fulfillment level in a position will largely depend on how well the external factors, again, those things like work environment, the benefits of employment, the team structure, the autonomy, associated recognition, etc., how all of those things meet with what you need at that point in time, or what mix of needs and wants you have at that time. And that's what keeps you in a state of fulfillment in your job or in your position, and keeps you driving towards, again, as those needs are met, it pushes you to other need levels, and then you look for different attributes of a job or position that could potentially meet that, whether it's higher up in your given organization or whether it's in a different job or different organization. So when you're determining what drives you, here's a few things you should look for. Ask yourself, is there a state of being, or a specific goal in your life or career that you're trying to achieve, that you need? Do you need to be famous? Do you need to be known? Do you need to be wealthy? Do you need to be recognized as an expert? Do you need to be constantly challenged? Do you need a creative output or some finished product? These are questions, again, that relate to some level of need, and can the job or position you're looking for meet that? So what are the characteristics, again, of that state or goal? So if you need a creative output, what type of output do you need? Do you need a physical structure that you've built? Do you need some level of recognition from a work you've published? Do you need, so what is it, again, what is it about that, that goal or state that you're trying to achieve? Now, then you'll try to prioritize those among your different goals, things you would want. Is it more important to you to have more resources, that is more money or benefits, than it is to be recognized or known by others? So what is your priority, again, of those needs or goals? And then try to think along the lines of what types of positions, not the actual job function, but what types of positions would give you that? Some creative position, i.e. a designer, a builder, a planner, something, a writer in that field that could give you that. And again, you're going to need to get in front of a whiteboard, a chalkboard, and spend some time just outlining this and say, this is really what drives me, from the values I have from my parents, friends and or other influencers in my life, from my past and present experiences. These are the needs or wants that I need met, and this is how a position could fulfill that. And so the results of this internal reflection and the identification and prioritization of your needs will help you understand your internal motivations to start with, because again, these are the antecedent or the beginning for you finding a career that matches. Hopefully it will help you understand what it is about a type of career that could or will fulfill you in some way. Okay, so then you can start to narrow down as to the types of functions in any career field that could give you that. Okay, that's a common misperception, that individuals believe that it's the actual job itself. Well, that's only one factor, and it's sometimes very low in priority for some people about the nature of the job itself or the title you have or the task. Those are just individual factors. The functions and the structure and how those external factors come in to motivate your internal needs could be present in any type of company. Okay, or any industry that the actual output of the industry never occurred or appealed to you before. So with this information, you can start to identify some paths or positions that would fulfill those internal needs. Okay, so next we'll step away from internal needs and start to look at the external factors of the job place, what a career track or position, individual position, could offer that would meet your motivation level, those values or intrinsic needs or wants that you have at this point.